welcome to Whispering Willows. I'm Tonya, I'm psychic medium.
I'm Jamie, I'm a psychotherapist.
And today we're going to talk about adult friendships.
Yes.
Yes, we're going to learn how to make friends as adults because it's hard, especially since now most of us work from home. So making friends at the workplace is not as normal as it used to be.
Yeah. So, the thing about, people always ask me, where do I find friends? If you're new to a city or maybe you're not new to it, but maybe your friends have all moved to other places or your friend group has dispersed and, people grow apart and that's okay. That's normal and natural, but sometimes we just need more friends. And so when Tonya and I first moved to Myrtle Beach, we met through mutual friends who met on Bumble BFF. So Bumble is a dating app, but it has
It's got a friendship. There's a friendship, networking, or relationship.
Oh, is there networking now?
Yeah, there's networking also because I used to use it when I first moved here.
Oh, okay.
So there's networking BFF. It's called Bumble BFF. So when you first log in, you can choose which one you want to go on.
So you can put your profile on there and say, something like new to Myrtle Beach, looking to make, other friendships with women in their 40s or whatever. Interested in, being outdoors, going to the beach, whatever your interests are. And so that's a good way.
Yeah.
We met a lot of people through that.
Yeah. Well, I actually only met one person through that, but then that person was meeting so many people that we all combined. I mean, I think there was at one point 40 of us.
Yeah.
When we went on that boat thing, there were so many of us.
Yeah.
And
it was 3 boatfuls of people.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or 4. I don't know. It was a lot.
It was 3 or 4 boats.
Yeah.
Of people. There was a lot of us.
Yeah.
And so but then we, like I said before, we kind of broke into we figured out who has the same interest, who likes to do the same kind of things.
Yeah.
And so we got really lucky with that also. I think because of where we live, it is a tourist town, and then people moving here, no one knew anyone most of the time.
Yeah.
So it was okay, I need to get out. I need to make friends. So everyone was more than willing to, go that extra effort and make friends with other people. So.
And a big part of making adult friendships is you have to be willing to put yourself out there, right? It's gonna be awkward. Even going on a Bumble BFF date, it's it feels weird,
Yeah.
And it's oh, is this person gonna like me?
Right.
And you just have to do it. You have to be okay with what's the worst that's gonna happen?
Right.
Maybe I'm not gonna click with this person, but
right. You tried.
That's okay. Yeah.
I think trying is the hardest part because everyone is so scared of judgment. So oh, is this person gonna like the same kind of things that I like?
Yeah.
Are they gonna be interested? Are they gonna think I'm a complete nerd because I just want to sit at home and read books?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Do they think that? Are they going to want to go out and party all the time? Or are they going to want to go, you know what I'm saying?
Are we going to have common interests?
Yeah. You need common interests.
Yeah.
So just being able to detect that. But I mean, it's a great resource.
For sure.
Bumble BFF, for sure.
Yeah. And then there's also meetup.com. I used to do some meetups when I lived in North Carolina. And, and there's so many different kinds. And I know, it kind of changed after COVID. A lot of them shut down. But I think, new ones have emerged. And so, you might find, I don't know, Myrtle Beach hiking buddies. Or I guess there's not that much hiking here. But in Asheville,
there's
Asheville
hiking.
Hiking buddies. But, it might be, women new to Myrtle Beach looking to connect. Or, there's so many different groups. And again, it might be awkward the first time you go, especially if you're going by yourself. But
yeah. Well, we went to a singles thing. Me and you went to a singles thing. Yeah. And we did meet other people, but I went to a singles thing and and it was supposed to be a singles group for, there were guys and girls there, but I made friends with girls there versus guys.
Yeah.
So, and I've got a really good friendship out of one of the singles groups. So, yeah. So for sure, there's so many different avenues.
Absolutely.
That you can go on.
And social media is another good one, especially Facebook. I feel like there is a group for everything on Facebook.
Oh, for sure.
And we have like a little exercise that we're going to do to demonstrate that point.
Yes.
And so we have some names of cities in one pile. And then we have some hobbies in another pile.
Okay.
And Tanya's going to pick one of each.
All right.
And I'm going to go on Facebook and I'm going to search what she picks.
Yes. So we have Atlanta, Georgia.
Okay.
And bowling.
Atlanta bowling. Okay.
Bowling.
So all I'm doing, I'm going to the search bar and putting in Atlanta bowling. So we have SCAD Atlanta bowling, Metro bowling.
So a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that, let's try another one.
Better Off Bowling, Atlanta Social Bowling League.
Okay. So this one.
Bowling Club of Atlanta.
Oh.
Bowling Squad of Atlanta.
So many.
Yeah.
Like, and my cousin did that. She moved to Tennessee, and there's nothing there. Nothing.
Yeah.
Okay? And she has joined a bowling league and met all of her friends through bowling because she loves bowling.
Yeah.
So she takes lessons. She does the league. She met friends. She got a job through the somebody on the bowling league gave her a job.
Wow.
So, I mean, there's so many different avenues. Try
one more.
Yeah, Dallas, Texas Book Club.
Okay. Dallas Girls Book Club. The Dallas Young Adult Book Club. I was like, what's YA? Yeah. Young Adult. North Dallas Read What You Want Book Club. Yeah, so like there's
so many different avenues. You just have to think outside the box.
Yeah.
It's not always like you're going to go to a singles meetup. It can be moms.
Yeah.
So if you're a mom, maybe you want to meet other moms. Facebook is amazing for that. You can connect with so many people. I always get the question, oh, how did you meet so many people? You work from home and you moved to a completely new town.
Yeah, me too.
You know, well, I go to a lot of events. And you don't always have to keep going to the events. You'll find your tribe and then you'll start going to things with your tribe.
Yeah. There's also a lot of like young professionals groups. In various cities, so that's another one you could like put into your search bar on Facebook or probably even on Google, like young professionals of Columbus or wherever you are.
Right. Agreed.
So then so once we find our friends and people that we think we might connect with, let's talk about like how do we keep them? How do we nurture them?
Right. So I think we always plan some kind of event. We've got something going on. And like we've talked about previously, like me and you, we definitely need to recharge.
Yes.
And have alone time. So I'm always trying to determine, like I want to do at least one special thing a month with my girlfriends. You know what I'm saying? And I have different groups too. Like we've all kind of got different groups. So everybody's not all friends with everybody. So dividing up your time, making sure that, you're in, and I don't say yes to everything. If I don't really want to do it, I'm just like, no. Because there will be something else. I mean, there's a lot of us.
Yeah.
So we definitely have a lot of activities and stuff going on. And also, like how you talked about, you call certain friends for different things. Like now I think we've all been in this for at least 3 years now. And so we know, which friend is going to do this with us and which friend is going to do that with us.
Yeah.
A lot of times we tell everybody and ask everybody, but sometimes I'm just like, we know that this person, is not going to want to do it.
Yeah. So. For sure. And then in terms of, knowing your friends and knowing what kind of role they play in your life, I think it's important, right? So if I'm looking for, somebody to give me emotional support or have some kind of deep conversation with me, I might call this person. But if I'm looking, it's Friday night and I just want to go out and have some drinks and be silly, I might call this person.
Right.
And that's okay. Maybe you have a friend that can fit all of those different roles, but, it's okay to kind of pick and choose too.
Right. I agree. Because now that we know each other so well, I feel like if we ask, if there's something that we're going to do and we asked the whole group. I think we started out with asking the whole group. But now we know, like, what each person likes to do. Mm-hmm. So sometimes we're very specific to that person. Hey, I know that, like, you want to go do this or whatever.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
For sure.
So, but yeah, I think we definitely have to nourish those relationships. Mm-hmm. But I've talked about this. I'm a very low maintenance friend. Mm-hmm. And if I call you or you call me and I haven't talked to you in 6 months, because I have friends, we have friends all over the country.
Yeah.
So if I haven't talked to you in 6 months, we pick up right where we left off. Mm-hmm. And we're still friends.
Yeah.
I'm not an everyday, talking. There are, sometimes I'm talking to you every day. It just depends. Like, me and you have, like, really been on it lately because we also have this.
Correct.
You know what I mean? But there's other conversations that we have, outside of this. So I think that we definitely, like, reach out to different people, when we need different things.
Yeah.
I mean, it only makes sense.
Of course. Mm-hmm. And, hi, Parker. Yes, you're my friend, too. Yes. And like, part of nurturing your friendships is you showing up, right? Like, it's a two-way street. So it's like, okay, what can this friendship bring to my life? How can this friendship add to my life? But also, how can I add to this person's life? And, it has to be reciprocal. Like, right. You don't want to always be the, like, reacher outer, Right. I felt like that when I lived in Asheville. I felt like the, small group of girlfriends that I had, I always felt like the reacher outer. And if I didn't reach out, nobody was reaching out to me.
Right.
And that wasn't working for me. That didn't feel good for me.
Right.
Right. And so I think it's like reaching out, it's showing up, it's, responding to texts in a semi-timely manner. Like, we're all busy. Right. We don't have to respond immediately. Right. But, just like being there for each other and showing up.
Mm-hmm. I agree. It definitely, like, and I think that, there are times where, like, I felt like, oh my gosh, like, I don't, like, our group text, I'm like, I don't know what the heck is going on in here. Yeah. Sometimes I'll be, like, in work or something, and I'm like, oh my gosh, how do we have 40 text messages? Yeah. Like, what is going on? Yeah. And, like, keeping up with it, like, it's hard, but, like, you need to put in some kind of effort to, keep up, and sometimes I feel guilty, because I'm just like, oh my gosh, I got, like, so taken away, but also, my friends know me, and I've told them multiple times, I'm like, oh my gosh, you guys, like, I'm having the worst time. Especially if something's going on.
Yeah.
But they're understanding.
Yeah, we don't take it personal.
Yeah, and they know. They're like, oh, Tonya probably hasn't read that. She probably doesn't even know what's going on,
Yeah.
Like, they'll be like, oh, we're doing blah, blah on Friday. And I was like, I don't know anything about it. I'll be like, what?
I'll be like, Tonya, are you going to the thing on Friday? She's like, what thing?
I'll be like, what thing? What
like the thing that was in our group chat all week long.
Yeah. We've literally been talking about this for 2 weeks now.
She's like, oh, I don't know.
I'm just like, I mean, sometimes, like, you will, like, text me on the side.
Yeah.
Because I'll get, like, the side text, like, I can just be like, oh, okay. Yeah. But then, like, reading through.
Yeah.
And we have the one friend that, like, recaps everything. And I love it. I'm just like, oh, my gosh, we haven't heard from her in, like, 2 weeks. Yeah. And it's just, like, recapping everything. Yeah. And she told us that she literally takes notes.
Yeah, she does.
On what we're texting and stuff. Yeah. But, like, what kind of effort that's a lot of effort.
That is a lot of effort.
But she's doing it because she wants to nourish those friendships.
Yeah, and that's her way of contributing. Yes. And that's what works for her. Like, that wouldn't work for me. Right. But that's what works for her, and that's okay. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I think that we have, like, a good group. I mean, like, sometimes I'm a mess. Sometimes I'm on it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But sometimes I'm just like, I don't know what in the world is going on over here, but, like, I need to find out. They will update me.
Yeah. And then we have this one friend in our group who is, I think, like, the fixer. So, like, she's very, like, rational and logically thinking. Mm-hmm. And so, like, I remember, do you remember a couple years ago in the middle of summer, my refrigerator died?
Yes.
And my air conditioner was dead,
Oh, you had a bad summer.
It was a bad
summer.
That
was 2 summers ago,
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It was, so I needed a new compressor in my air conditioning, and it was on back order, and it was July, P.S., in South Carolina.
Yeah.
And then my refrigerator also went out. And this one friend of ours was like, okay, well, like, she starts sending me these links, and, like, we can rent this trailer from Home Depot to load up a refrigerator. I found these ones on the marketplace.
Yeah.
Oh, because it was also, like, all the stores were out of stock because there was some, like, shortage or I don't
it was
remember.
in 2022.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything was, like, on back order.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it was just, I couldn't find a refrigerator. So, so this friend is like, we can, get the trailer, and then here, these ones are on the marketplace. You can buy them, and we can lift, and I can bring the straps, and so just like somebody who is like on it, and they're gonna find a solution and like show up and help you.
Yeah.
Like, it's always good to have a friend like that too.
And then another one that knows everyone.
Yes.
Well, she's from here.
Yeah.
She knows everyone. We'll be like, hey, dentist. She gives you like a list of 5.
Yeah.
Eye doctor. You get a list of 5. I mean, we know who we need to go to for whatever we need.
Yeah.
Like,
oh, I need a house power wash.
Like,
oh, here you go.
Oh, within 5 minutes.
Yeah.
You're just like, you have this list, and you're just like, oh, okay. It's a wonderful resource and a friend.
So, I mean, I think like we each bring something special to the group, and I think that's important.
Here for comic relief.
You're here for the spiritual advice. Tonya will text us and be like, hey girls, it's a new moon tonight. Make sure you're manifesting or whatever, is going on. And
for sure.
I'll throw in like a little positive psychology and be like, all right, girls, I know it was a long week. Tell me 5 things that you did well this week or that you're proud of.
I know. Sometimes I'm like, this is a test.
Yeah. Just do it. Just do it.
Just do it. Just do it. Just do it right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
But I mean, it's really just about, like I said before, like putting yourself out there and just recognizing that it may or may not work. It may or may not be awkward. I may or may not connect with this person.
Right.
And like we talked about a couple sessions ago or a couple episodes ago, in terms of self-care, and we had talked about like, acting in a way that's in alignment with your spiritual values, your morals, and everything like that. And so, you want to be with people that are like-minded. Like, we mentioned early on in our podcast that we had some drama in our like large group when we first moved here. And, we have to make decisions like that about, what do these friends bring to our life? And if there's a certain friend, even if it's somebody you've been friends with for 20, 30 years, if this friend is no longer adding positivity to your life, if they're like dragging you down or like trying to suck you into drama or negativity, like it's okay to cut them out. And it doesn't always have to be so drastic. Sometimes you might want it to be a drastic cutoff, but sometimes it can just be like almost, I call it like a demotion. Like you demote them. You can like promote people in your life, and you can demote people. Like, I care about this person, but like I'm going to take a step back and not be quite as close to them as I was. Right.
I agree. And they're in like, some people are in different stages in life.
Yeah.
So like the stages of life that you're going through, like not everybody is in the same space, head space, what's going on in their life. Like we're not all in the same place.
Yeah.
So just trying to find like-minded, like the groups on Facebook, these people are all kind of doing the same things that I like to do. And they're in every town. So it's really easy to find.
Yeah. Also, like, look at your local community college and see what, like, adult learning classes there are. Yeah. Take a photography class. Take a jewelry design class. Take a cooking class. Or, like, you can meet people that way. A tap dancing class.
Yes.
Like, I have friends in my dance class now that I didn't know a year ago.
I could easily make friends in bar class.
Yeah.
If I put effort into making friends. Like, I feel like once you get, like, your people, like, there does come a time where, like, you might make another friend here or there. But I think when you're just kind of, like, mellowed out and you're just, like, whatever. I mean, I meet people everywhere I go.
Yeah.
We went out last night to a new wine bar in North Myrtle, and I just started talking to the lady next to me, and then we're talking to the other lady next to us. I talk to anybody, so I'm not a good example of somebody that, is having a hard time making friends. Yeah. So I'm just, it just happens. But also, like, people, like feel like they need to tell me something.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's just like, I mean, I definitely like can see me making friends at bar class. I could totally be like, hey, you want to go out for dinner after bar, or do you want to go, have a couple drinks or something? Hey, we're doing this weekend. You should join us.
Yeah.
I mean, it's.
Or another good way is like volunteering somewhere. Yeah. Right. So like I'm very involved in the animal rescue community, and I mean I cannot even count on two hands like the amount of friends that I've met through animal rescue.
Yeah.
And like going to the different events, or even just in different Facebook groups. If you're in a Facebook group for dog, like pit bull lovers, right? Like I'm a pit bull advocate. So, don't be afraid to reach out to somebody that you see in a group, or like a comment they made resonates with you. Don't be afraid to like send them a private message, and like not in a creepy way, right? Like, but just in a like, hey, I really liked what you had to say on that post, and strike up a conversation that way. And if they're local to you, then maybe that's a friend you can hang out with,
For sure. Yeah, for sure. I mean, we definitely are way better at finding friends than like dates. I'm just saying. Like,
it's true.
Our standards are so high.
Yes.
But I mean, I think that, we've definitely, I feel like we hit the jackpot here, and like we've made a good group of friends. We have a good time, and our friends are very understandable. Everyone's kind of flexible. We'll say, does anybody want to go, like the boat? Does anybody want to go on the boat? Okay, a couple yeses. Okay, throw some dates out there.
Yeah.
And then everybody tries to get the dates together that they can go. If you definitely want to go, like, I really do want to go. And then sometimes people will be like, well, I don't have to go. Like, if you guys want to go on that date and that's the only day, then, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, they're flexible.
Yeah.
It's just, like, it's fine. Like,
yeah. And both of us have lived in, like, new cities. And, like, so we've had to, like, start over and start from scratch multiple times. And I remember when I first moved out of my home state, New Jersey, I went to Savannah, Georgia. And I literally knew nobody there. Absolutely not a soul. And I had one dog at the time, a little pug named Hazel. Aww. And luckily Savannah was very pet friendly. So like on a Friday night, also I wasn't working when I first got there.
Oh.
And so on a Friday night, I would take Hazel and we would go down to River Street. We would just like walk up and down River Street and like go into a bar here and there, just walk. And I met people that way.
Yeah.
And then I ended up getting a job, even though like I was collecting unemployment at the time because I had been laid off from a job. So I didn't technically need the money, but I got a waitressing job so that I could meet people. And so, that became like my friend group in Savannah was through the restaurant industry. So there's always ways, but like Tonya said before, you have to think outside the box and, and not think like, oh, I don't know anybody, I have no friends, I'm lonely. Like, you got to do something about it.
What did we say? They're not going to come knocking at your door and be like, hi, you open the door, can we be friends?
Yeah. That's to put a little effort into it.
Maybe in the 60s when neighbors would like talk to each other.
Yeah.
But now it's not a thing.
No, I don't even talk to my neighbors.
I think I've talked to those people and then those people, but I don't really, I don't know them.
I wave, like I'm kind and friendly,
I'll
but
be
like
friendly. And if you want to like talk to me, I'll talk to you. But I'm not like, hey Sarah, I don't know your name. I don't know anyone's name.
Yeah.
I
know people's dogs' names more than I know their people's
names. Exactly.
Oh yeah, that's Fluffy's mom.
Yeah. Oh, I know her.
Yeah.
Well, the dog.
So, okay.
Yeah.
Anything else on friends?
I think we covered everything. Just think outside the box.
Be brave.
Go outside. Go somewhere. Get into some of the groups, like-minded people.
Yeah. Learn a new hobby, a new sport.
Yeah.
Try pickleball. That's like all the rage right now, isn't it?
Yes. Try something new.
Yeah.
There's this guy on Instagram and he just moved to Charleston and he has a dog. And he just like goes and tries all these new classes. He'll go to like pottery class.
Yeah.
And then he just went to a bar class.
Okay.
I met all these people and he was just like, he videos it, and he's a content creator, but he is new there and he knows no one. And so he's making friends that way.
Yeah. And the other thing, too, is, like, you have to get out of your head, right? With the whole, like, I have some therapy clients who we've talked about, well, what do I bring to the table? Why would these people want to be my friend? I feel like I'm not adding anything.
Yeah. Right?
And so, like, you have to, like you were saying in your manifesting, in that episode, we were talking about, like, you have to believe in, like, being positive, and you have to know what you bring to the table. And so don't go into a meetup or a Facebook event or whatever your thing is thinking, oh, I'm not going to bring anything. Like, this person isn't going to like me. I'm not that interesting. Like, no, bring your confidence. Like, we're all interesting in our own right, and we all have different stories and experiences, and we all have something to bring to the table. Right. And so, you have to go in, like, get out of your head and just go in and have a good time.
Yeah, I think that we try to fit ourselves into, like, a box. Like, we need to be like this. We need to be like that. Like, just be yourself. Like, I always say, like, I'm unapologetically, like, authentically me. Yeah. And I can't be anyone else. Yeah. So I just, like, and real people are the people that you want to be around. Yeah. So.
And that's super important, too. Like, don't try to be somebody that you're not because you think that these friends are going to like you better.
Exactly.
And, like, we all have flaws. Like, for example, I'm chronically late. And I try really hard to be on time. I swear I do. But, yeah, like, I make fun of myself for it.
Do you know that we have actually told you different times before?
It doesn't surprise me.
We've, like, told her different times to be somewhere because we're like, okay, so we know. But we know, we're just, like, we laugh about it. Yeah. We're always just like,
I'm not, like, obnoxiously late. No, I don't think. It's like a 5 minute.
5 minutes, yeah. It's like 5 minutes or whatever. But it's not anything, like, over the top,
But, like, I'm not going to try to hide that from my friends or, feel, like, self-conscious about it. I'm just going to be like, yeah, this is me. I'm so sorry. I'm going to try to be there on time.
If she says, I'm going to be there at 11, like, I don't have a time schedule or whatever, and she says 11, I'm just, like, really not even going to be ready for her till probably, like, 11:10. Like, I'm just like, it's fine. I have time. Like, but it doesn't bother me. Yeah. You know what I mean? I'm just like, whatever. This is, like, who she is. Yeah. It's fine.
Yeah.
So.
Like, nobody in our group is perfect. Nobody on the planet is perfect. No. And so, if there's, like, a person in my life that can't handle me being 5 to 10 minutes late.
It's not even.
Well, I'm sorry, but, like, maybe we're not a good fit. Like, we're not a good match. Yeah. And that's okay.
Yeah. But I think, like, all of our friends are just, like, we just know. Yeah. And it's not, like, anything that we're doing is, like, so important that we have to be there, like,
I mean, if we have, like, reservations, like, I hustle
if it
when I get there.
Something you are, so if it is something like that has been a time where we like we'll say, oh, it's this time or whatever,
let's tell Jamie.
So just like, I think we only did that as, like, a little experiment or something one time. I can't even remember what it was, but I was like, I swear, like, we told you a different time. It was probably me. It was probably me that told you a different time just to see. And probably somebody else was involved, but who knows?
But it's all funny. Good.
Yeah. But, yeah.
All right. So I encourage all of our listeners to challenge yourself. And if you feel like you're in need of more friends or a different variety of friendship, come up with a plan. Like, look on Meetup, look on social media, wherever. Take a class, join a charity, volunteer organization, and challenge yourself to meet new people and let us know how it goes.
Exactly. There's so many ways. Comment. Let us know what you found. Yeah. Like and subscribe.
Yes.
And reach out to us if you need anything at Whispering Willows X on socials, on all the socials. So we'll see you next time. Wait, what are we going to talk about next time?
Oh, attachment styles.
Yes, attachment styles. We're like,
yes, attachment styles, how they're formed, like, in childhood, and then how they, like, take different shape over the years and different relationships, and then how they show up in our adult relationships.
Yep.
Yep.
All right. We'll see you guys next week. Bye.